Hello and welcome back to another behind the scenes cake life vlog. It is actually Wednesday afternoon already. I have spent the morning cleaning up one heck of a mess I left in the studio after the last vlog where I made the trolls cake and the football cake. Yeah, the studio was a bit of a mess. So I spent all the morning tidying things, putting stuff away. I've made 2 batches of ganache. I have my sugar syrup ready in the fridge. I have been to Aldi to pick up my Rice Krispies and my marshmallows because we have some heck of a difficult week this week. And what I mean by difficult, I have 3 cakes in. I have one that needs to go on Friday, one that's been delivered on Saturday. That is so fun. A colourful, amazing wedding cake that we're delivering. And I have a cake for Monday. So before I get any further behind, I really need to make a start on this. So we have the bottom tier of the wedding cake fully ganached and now sat on its bass drum. Now, I'm going to need more room than this, but this is the biggest board I buy, which is a 16-inch. You can buy bigger boards, but it's very, very rare I need anything bigger. But the reason why I need a bigger board for this is because this is a 10-inch, and then out of here, we're going to have a roller coaster track. And then at the side of the roller coaster track are things like ice cream tubs and stuff. So I have yet to figure that out. So I don't have a board any bigger than this at the moment. This is a separate birthday cake. So this is going to be placed on its own board. This has been final ganached. This is the top tier of the wedding cake, which has been final ganached. Now the middle tier is missing because I need to carve that into shape. So as I mentioned, this design is super fun. And I always forget when I'm vlogging this, I'm telling you like, oh, I'm super excited about this cake, wait till you see it, things like that. And you've probably already seen it. At this moment in time when I'm filming, I obviously haven't made it, but by the time I finish the vlog, I have finished it and it's probably in the thumbnail. So you've probably already seen what I'm making in the thumbnail. So the middle tier is going to be a burger. We have a theme park roller coaster across the bottom. We have Galaxy on the top. We have Mr. and Mrs. Funko Pops with matching pets. So that's what the wedding design is going to be. And why this one is super important as well is because the mum of the bride was actually a cake maker. That makes it very scary, but she used to make cakes herself and she's now finished that. I don't blame her. Most people I know have given up cakes right now. And she makes miniature creepy dollhouse furniture, which is amazing. I will leave it linked below for you so you can take a look. But it's equally scary and an honour. Because it's scary because she used to be a cake maker, but it's an honour because she was in the cake world, and out of all the other cake makers she has known, befriended, is aware of, she has chosen me to make her daughter's cake. So that is very nice. And she's also requested I film it in the vlog so that they can watch it back and see how it was made and reminisce, because I know there's a lot of my couples actually who have watched the vlog of their cake being made and then they've watched it again like 6 months down the line to reminisce, which is lovely. So I think what I'm going to do is, going forward from now, is film the venues a little bit more. I know I film the venues anyway, but sometimes I have to be in and out pretty quick, or there's not much to film, or I'm not able to set it up. So I think what I'm going to do is, if I have the chance, I'll film the venues a little bit more so that the couples watching can then see a bit more of their setup. Maybe they've not got a video of their kind of wedding setup, so it will be good for them to look back on. But right now it's nearly 7 o'clock in the evening. I came back down to work because I haven't carved this hamburger yet, and I'm putting it off a little bit because I'm a little bit scared because I am not central dialing this like I would have done. My brain has just not engaged this week. I've just got a lot going on. But a few of you noticed my Stranger Things t-shirt a couple of vlogs ago. I am in yet another Stranger Things t-shirt. I have Steve in his Scoops Ahoy uniform with his ice cream because Stranger Things is going to be coming back at the end of the year. Is anybody excited? We finally get to see how it all ends. But I need to stop gabbing. We're going to carve a hamburger now out of an 8-inch cookies and cream cake. And we're going to make a large carpet of Rice Krispie treats. And that's going to create our roller coaster track. I've never overthought something more in my entire life. So obviously this is a middle tier, and to make a burger, how I've always made a burger cake is covered everything separately. So I've covered this like bottom base bun in its own sugar paste for the bun. Then I've put sugar paste around this edge for the burger, and then so I'm filling it with sugar paste on the edges before I'm actually doing the filling, which is why it's confusing me. So we have base bun, which I'm going to leave that size. I'm not going to carve it at all. And then this is my burger, which I'm just going to round the edges and make it a bit more burger-like and slightly make it smaller than the bun. It's rare we get a burger where it's actually bigger than the bun these days. So I'll take all them edges off, and I'm going to flip it and do the same with this edge. So I have rounded this off now. I don't know if you can see that, like a burger. I'm going to go on top of that. Hopefully you can see the definition now of it overhanging. And then this other two I have then to carve into a burger bun. Now I don't want a massive dome burger because there's an actual 5-inch cake going on this, so I'm going to grab a 5-inch board to use as a guide. So here I have my 5-inch drum. I'm going to place that on the cake there. Now this is a whole cake sitting on top of this burger, so really I only want the burger bun to kind of slope from there to the edge. I don't want this balancing on a top hump of a burger bun. It does need to be a little bit flat to make it stable. So I'm only going to carve a harsh drop on that very edge. I hope this is making sense to people. And there's also characters got to fit on this ledge as well. I know I design cakes that look really fun, but then I absolutely dread it when it comes to making it. Like, Tracy, why did you design it this way? Why did you make it hard on yourself? But that's because they just look fun, don't they? It's something a bit different. And I am all about the something a bit different, because you want people to remember your wedding. And even better if they remember the cake. So I'm just going to try and carve this into a burger bun. Then I'm going to put it into cling film, or do I attempt to ganache it now? Right, so we now have bun, burger, bun. Right, my bun is now filled with Oreo buttercream, halfway up. I've placed it on some cling film because the underneath of this cake is not going to be sealed in ganache. The underneath of the cake is still bare because it will be sitting against filling in between this and the burger below it. So I'm just going to ganache this bun together, and then when it sets I will wrap the cling film up around it because I'm not going to be able to finish them until tomorrow. So we're just trying to keep the edges pretty straight, and then we're going to go up towards the top at a curve for the bun, and we also want to keep the top very flat as well, because like I said, that's where we're going to be placing our 5-inch tier on top. So this is just the initial layer to seal it in, capture all the crumbs in, and then we go over with a final smoother layer over the top. Alright, so I'm just going to attempt to flatten the top a little bit with this acetate, and then I can curve it to give that edge of our bun a curve. bun pretty much done.
This is our bottom burger bun. So as you can see what I mean about just decorating the very edge. So I've ganached all the way around the sides. I've pulled up any excess just onto the top of the cake. And then when we go to sugar paste this, that'll be the same. We're just sugar pasting the very edge and just pulling a bit of the sugar paste over, which will be tucked under the burger when the burger goes on, and the burger looks the same.
That's over here. So again, ganache just the sides, pull the excess onto the top of the cake. But obviously this needs covering in cling film, otherwise it will dry out. So I'm just gonna add one more layer of ganache to clean it all up, and then I'll put the cling film on.
I should also mention, if you were watching this for reference or tips, this is the bottom burger bun and it is sat on a foam core round because this is going on top of our 10-inch cake. So obviously we're going to put dowels in our 10-inch, and you need the dowels to hit the board underneath the next tier. So this bottom burger bun has a foam core circle underneath that is also 8-inch. So the ganache has just covered that up.
Now 3 p.m. on a Thursday, and this is my single tier birthday cake, which is now my priority because this one is the one that's leaving tomorrow. So I've switched all my focus onto this one, and all it says so far is happy birthday human. Human is not the name of the recipient. So this is a special cake because I have actually made their wedding cake. If you remember the Diva cake, which was Cher and Tina Turner and Celine Dion and Mariah Carey, and they were stood on the top in blue. So the theme of this cake is kittens, but it's kitten memes from the internet. So it was funny because as Alex was trying to explain what cake he wanted, he was sending lots of kitten memes through because they send each other kitten memes all day, every day when they come across them. And you know what memes are like. They catch on, they spell things differently when it's said in like baby speak. He was trying to explain to me saying, I know this sounds really silly and crazy. I'm like, no, I totally get it because I pretty much speak in memes as well. So I understood exactly what he was talking about. So this afternoon's job, hopefully, so I've got 2 hours before I go home. So I'm hoping to have this done in 2 hours. And that is creating lots of little sugar paste kittens and including the things that they wanted via the meme. So one of them is a kitten asleep with like a thought bubble that says chimkin. I know that sounds weird. A lot of people will know what I mean. They know that that's supposed to say chicken, but it's chimkin. And human instead of human. Also requested one of the ginger kittens to go on that has no teeth because he's just a baby. If you don't spend a lot of time on the internet, you'll have no clue what I'm talking about. But it makes sense to me, it makes sense to them, that's all that matters. So I'm going to get on with making these sugar paste kittens.
I have 20 minutes to spare, but here is the little blue cake. Happy birthday, human. Little bowl of chimkin. A little asleep kitty dreaming about chimkin. And a little baby who has no teeth. With a bowl of milkies. And lots of little toe bean marks all around the sides and the back. I have just ribboned this. I'm going to take photos and then I'm going to quickly try and tidy the studio ready for tomorrow because we have this to cover. And just off to this side we have a naked burger awaiting cheese and tomatoes and lettuce and filling and sesame seeds. But now I can tell Alex's one is finished, so hopefully he will be able to grab this tomorrow. And then it's starting work on assembling the 3-tier. Good morning. It has just dawned on me that it is Friday today and I haven't even got the wedding cake stacked. At this point, I've usually got it stacked and I'm working on either scenery or models, and I have just walked in today and thought, wow, I'm really behind. I haven't covered the bottom tier yet. I've got my burger sat here and I've got the top tier sprayed in Galaxy, but it's not even stacked and I'm delivering this tomorrow morning. So I'll quickly show you the design, the doodle that I sent across, because I'm not sure how much you're going to be able to watch me make this today. So here is the finished design. So I've got to cover the top of the bottom tier in blue, track part in green, and then start sticking all the red supports on. And the track, I have the roller coaster cart holding various characters. As you can tell, I had to get quite a few different fandoms and characters in. So the way I designed this, because they said like the bride likes Simpsons, they both like Bob's Burgers, the bride likes SpongeBob. And the thing is, I just go, what do some of these characters have in common? So we've got Bob's Burgers, who makes burgers, Krusty, who sells burgers, and SpongeBob, who also makes burgers. So that's why the center tier is a burger, because it links all these three characters. Then we have Star Wars and the Galaxy tier. We also have Star Wars here with the Death Star, but it's got darts in it. And I don't know if you can see, if we zoom right in there, I don't think it's going to focus. But the circle of the Death Star there is actually a dartboard, because the groom plays darts. So there's quite a few different elements. And they're stood on top in Funko Pots, because they like Funko Pots with two cats. We have lots of fun, colourful bunting. They love roller coasters. This is here, down here, is popcorn that says Thorpe Park on it, because they do visit a lot of theme parks. And then any characters that kind of didn't fit within, obviously, the burger tier then got placed onto a roller coaster. So that's how I designed it, and I've really got to crack on with this today. It is now 6:15 and I am just working on painting on the details on R2-D2. I have so many more models still to go. But Alex has already been to collect his cake. I want to say a massive thank you to Alex, because obviously when you're working on a cake and you've got a collection, if that person doesn't turn up on time, you're wasting time not on the cake because you sat in reception waiting for them to arrive. And he turned up
on the dot. He said he was going to be here at 2:30 and he arrived at 2:30. And we had a good chat and a little catch up. They're off to Las Vegas, which is very exciting. So I was getting all the details of that. But thank you, Alex, for being very punctual. And I hope you have the best time in Las Vegas, even though it's going to be super, super hot when you go. So I don't know what time I'm going to be finished here. I can't even guess. I have so many more figures still to do. So we have SpongeBob still to go, Cartman, Hades, 2 cats on top of the cake. What's he called? Vault Boy? Is he called Vault Boy? From the Fallout games. He's basically the little mascot that you see on the front of the box for the games. But I haven't been home for tea. Usually Friday is our food shopping day, so Adam went to do the food shopping. And he said, I'll do chicken and chips with some southern fried gravy for tea, which is one of my favourite lazy, quick teas. So I was quite looking forward to that. But he's just been and he decided to change his mind whilst he was shopping and get fish and chips. Now, I know you're thinking, well, what's wrong with that? But I am not a fish and chips person. If we go to a fish and chip shop, I'm the one that buys pie and chips or sausage and chips because I'm not a fish and chips person. So why he thought I would prefer fish and chips over chicken and chips, I don't know, but I nearly cried. I was fully emotionally invested in my chicken and chips. And when this like fish arrived that was cold and mushy on the inside and burnt on the outside, and I've been here all day, I'm going to be here all night, honestly, nearly bald. I will get my chicken and chips gravy at some point. I was fully emotionally invested and it was ripped away from me. So I'm just going to continue painting R2-D2's details. We are now on the blue parts on his head. Then I'll catch you up when I'm a bit further in. I'll show you actually what it looks like now so you know how far I still have to go. Just gonna have to wait 5 more minutes because I'm in the zone now trying to go around the back of his head. So we have our couple on the top. We have yet to add 2 cats. We have Bob. R2-D2 is currently in progress. We have Krusty sticking out of the burger. This was an addition because I was supposed to put Warhammer on it and I forgot to put it on the drawing. So this is like a napkin hanging out the bottom of the burger with the Warhammer logo on. And then the roller coaster track. This took many hours to stick all these bits of track on, but we have the roller coaster on, and sitting in here obviously is the 3 characters I've got to do, and SpongeBob to sit here on the ledge as well. So yeah, quite a lot still to do. And the darts. Right, time check. It is now 9:20 in the eve. I have all the models done, but I've still got a heck of a lot of detail work to do. So like popcorn to fill. That's what I'm working on now, getting some yellow and white to make a lighter coloured popcorn. So all the models are done. I've got flags to put on there, like the colourful flags. I have the sesame seeds still to put on the bun and the tomato seeds. And then it's basically filling any gaps. Because I can see that there's lots of gaps, so it'll be things like little bits of popcorn here and there to finish it off. So it's still a couple of hours work. I am absolutely done in. My feet, back, neck are always like the first things to go because I'm constantly crouched over. in a little hunch, painting things and modelling things. So gosh, yes, am I ready for my bed? But let's fill this little pot. This is how tired I am. I have just filmed the entire little making of this popcorn, talking to you on how to make it, and it didn't even film. So let's try that again. So as I was saying, to make a piece of popcorn, I just roll a ball of pale yellow, then I grab another piece and this time flatten it. Doesn't matter what shape this is, the weirder the shape the better, so let's pull that out a little bit until it's like a blob shape. And then I'm just going to stick that on top of my ball, and then I've got a tool here that looks like a mini lemon juicer. If you have one of those wooden lemon juicers, it's like a mini version of that with a larger end and a smaller end, and I'm just going to use the larger end to push right in there, give it a little bit of a twist as well, and then it looks a bit like a popped piece popcorn, and then you paint the inner with like a pale brown. It looks weird when you see just one piece on its own, but if you start like piling these up, it looks like popcorn. I am so ready for my bed, because the delivery of this, I think it's like nearly 2.5 hours one way. So it's a fair drive, and we're in our new car. We have Rupert. We picked him up. He has to go back to the garage. Of course he does. Basically the aircon is blowing out like hot air, and we need aircon for cakes in the car, so I'm hoping the weather isn't too drastically hot tomorrow, because we have no aircon. And I also need to fit this huge cake into the car, so I'll have to see how that goes. I've got to box it up as well. And Sarah, which is the bride's mum, who I previously chatted about, when I've set up, she wants me to give her a call so that she can come and look at it. So I might be able to capture that on camera. With her saying that, I'm hoping I'll be able to actually set it up somewhere, because I just feel I'm not going to get many pictures of it tonight. And I want to be able to set it up on the table where it's going to get some pictures. Hopefully that's the case. But I'm going to keep adding popcorn now to this bucket, and I'll probably see you again in a few more hours. It's 11 PM and I am finished. I absolutely adore these pretzels. I haven't actually had a proper pretzel. I've only had like the baked biscuity type ones. I've not had the ones that are actually made out of like bread, but I just love how these turned out. I made a few. Once I made one, I was like, this is fun, put little sprinkles on it. So I made a few more. So there's 2 more around the back and there's one up there, because there was quite a gap. As on the drawing, R2-D2 was like a little bit bigger and over here, and by the time I'd made him to size to fit on the burger, there was a little gap. So I've just added like popcorn and pretzels and food and stuff just to fill the gaps, because there was a gap here as well. And I put like tumbling popcorn. I just feel like it adds a more playful element, but also hides any, not that you want to hide the gaps, but I always see a gap and think my design brain just wants to fill it with something to make it more cohesive. So yeah, we have our couple up here on the top with their cats. Now, one cat has a slight missing paw, so it only has like a partial leg, and the other cat is blind in one eye, which is why it's got a grey eye. But they're both black and white cats, but with very similar markings. So I had to keep going back between the photos to get those right. We have our little dartboard and darts. Those darts were so difficult because they were so small. Moving down, we have our characters on here and our bunting flags in the background to add a bit of fun and colour. We have Krusty coming out of the burger. We have like ketchup splats now coming out and some seeds on the
tomatoes, sesame seeds on the bun. I added another little bit of a napkin because like I said there was a space, so just adding extra little bits in. We have an ice cream and flake, Hades, Cartman, Vault Boy, our little popcorn tub that you saw me making earlier. And around the back, like I said, there's like more popcorn, pretzels. I've put little birds and clouds and stuff around the back. But yeah, I am happy to have this one finished. I just need to write the invoice out. I'm going to get a box out ready for tomorrow now. I'm worried about the box because like the stick's sticking out and the ice cream and popcorn being so close to the edge. Because like I buy 16-inch boards as my biggest with a 16-inch matching wedding box because I very rarely need anything bigger than that. So I'm hoping that will all fit. But it is very heavy. One thing I forgot to say, I can't take pictures of it yet because these little acupuncture needles are just underneath the feet there. They'll probably be dry if I take them out, but they're just for resting the feet on until they're set in position. So I must remember to take those out because those are the only things that need to come off the cake. And then it's off on our 2.5 hour delivery. It was setup day and I absolutely adore the staff at this venue.
Did you get as a gift for her, she? Oh my god.
Oh, let me see now.
Amazing! Oh, it's very heavy. Mate, that's fab. Got it.
Oh my god, did you make that?
I did.
How long did that take you?
I finished it at 11 o'clock last night. Oh my god, darling, that's so good.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's got to be one of the best cakes we've ever
Right.
had. That's
Well, good luck
honestly,
cutting
you
it.
don't want to like cut it, do you? Or
I was going to say,
anything?
who's gonna be cutting this?
That'll be Alice.
I do really. Oh god, right.
I'll take care of it.
Actually,
I mean, she probably won't want to cut it. She'll be like, taking it home.
that's so amazing.
Oh,
I've written
look at
on
the detail.
the
Oh my god. That's
That's
such a shame to cut it as well, isn't it? It's beautiful, isn't it? I love the burger. I just love it. SpongeBob.
Yeah, SpongeBob.
I don't think I've ever seen a burger. Okay. That's good, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't think I will ever get tired of hearing that when a venue says it's the best cake they have ever seen. It always makes those late nights worth it. I loved how it was looking set up on the table. We had some nice lighting and then it was time for Sarah to come and see the cake. Which, by the way, was a complete surprise for the bride because she had no idea what the design was going to be.
I'm half done. I'm half baked. Oh, lovely to see you. Oh my god, that's amazing.
It's heavy.
Oh, Ben, it's happy. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. That's for you.
Oh, I don't think that.
No, don't be daft. That's for you, and there's a little something in there that Adam might like. Because he does have to drive you everywhere. Oh, it's so good. Thank you so much. That is just amazing.
It's
I
so
love it.
funny, like seeing everything really pretty and pink, and then something
Yeah.
kind of colourful and fun.
And people won't expect it, will they?
Yeah.
That's just incredible, it really is. I love watching your vlogs.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I watch them all because I don't do cakes anymore.
No.
But I always watch your vlogs
Aww.
because I've always enjoyed them. They're so good. That's fantastic. It's brilliant. I love it. I really love it. So cool. That's definitely like Joel, isn't it?
So similar.
That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. Did you manage to get any footage of it?
I did.
It?
I
Oh,
did.
I love that.
And you're on camera right now. Though.
Oh. Well, that's fantastic. Thank you. I'm really happy with that. You staying down this way or?
No, I've got to go back and finish another cake.
I knew that was probably what you were going to say.
Yeah, I've got to go
Oh
home.
God, what time did you have to leave?
Half seven this morning. So it
Oh,
wasn't
too bad.
No, it's
No.
took about 2.5 hours.
Not too bad.
You didn't have any rain? Did you have any rain on the way down?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Most of the way were really dry, and then a little bit of rain about an hour
There
in.
were no rain when we were putting it in the car. so
No, there were no.
Oh, that's the main. Do you know what? That is one stress, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Especially when it's airbrushed.
Yeah,
because,
absolutely.
Yeah, well,
Oh
just
God, I
don't
know.
watch
Just
it, doesn't it?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have the dust on dartboard. That's fantastic.
It's amazing. What a good idea.
Oh, and it's so like what you sent me as well. It's just
I know, I tried to get it just in case, but
Oh,
I did change a few little bits. I put like more pretzels on, or
Yeah,
more
no, that's
popcorn,
great.
just to kind of
That's
fill the
great.
gaps and stuff.
That's brilliant.
And then his Warhammer.
Oh yes,
Love
the
it.
Warhammer logo. I
Needed
didn't
to
even
get
see
that in.
that. That's brilliant. I absolutely love it. I told he's not. I told you know.
Yes, you're not allowed to
What did you say?
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
It's
Amazing. You look fabulous, darling.
Thank you. I haven't finished yet.
No, absolutely.
So,
Obviously, you didn't tell me what you'd
No, I didn't tell
organised.
you.
I wasn't
No.
expecting it, but amazing.
It
Like
is.
I just said, probably one of the best cakes you've ever had.
she is one of
It's
the
amazing.
best people ever, though.
How lovely was that? And as promised, here is me just whizzing round the venue, grabbing some little details here and there, so when the couple watch it back, they get to see the full setup and relive it all over again. Everything was pretty in pink. I managed to keep Adam away from the sweetie table, and the venue itself was absolutely stunning. Just look where she got to walk down the aisle. It was kind of half indoors and half open to the side that looked out onto a river. It was just absolutely stunning. This is where you could have like an outdoor wedding, but you'd still be safe if it rained. But luckily the weather was keeping fine on this day. And here I am hopping back into our new little car Rupert to set off back for cake number 3.
So it is now Sunday. I am on to the 3rd cake, final cake, that is being collected at 10 AM tomorrow. And I left the studio in a complete mess because obviously it was 11 o'clock at night by the time I'd finished that big one. So I'm just having the whole reset, ready to start on the 3rd cake, which is a Wicked cake, which I'm quite excited about because I haven't done Wicked yet. And we're going half and half. So half of it pink and half of it green. You probably won't see much of that in this vlog because I am hoping to shoot it as a tutorial. So you'll have a whole video dedicated to that, as long as everything goes to plan. And I bought some bits for it that should have been here last week. And the delivery company, have had the parcel for a whole week and they only just delivered it yesterday. So I was getting a bit panicky, thinking my stuff wasn't going to be here on time. So like I said, it is a Sunday. I don't actually mind working today because it's absolutely choking it down outside. It's an horrible day, which is usually reflected with how I look. If it's a cold, miserable day, I just can't be bothered. Oh wow, we have, what is these? Oh, what is? I look like a lollipop that's been dropped on the carpet. It's got lots of little fuzzies everywhere. But I have a few things to squeeze into the last bit of this vlog. I don't know how long it is. So before I show you the finished Wicked cake, which by the way I haven't started just yet, you'll only get to see the ending. But I received the mug in the post from one of my brigadiers and I have to explain the whole thing because people won't understand. So let me show you the mug. So it says, "You can't shove your granny off a bus." Now, if you're Scottish, you'll probably understand this straight away. You'll know exactly what this is. If you're not Scottish, like me, it will take some explaining. So I have an online cake community called the Cherry Brigade. We have a Facebook group. That's where you see all the challenge pieces. We do lots of chatting, troubleshooting, live stuff, and I seem to have quite a lot of Scottish members, which I absolutely love. I just seem to have lots of people from Scotland who are members. So one day I was scrolling through Instagram or Facebook and this random song came on. It was like a really old video and they were singing "You Can't Shove Your Granny Off a Bus" to the tune of "He'll Be Coming Round the Mountain When He Comes." So that's the tune, but you have to sing those words instead. And I thought it was hilarious, and I posted it in the Cherry Brigade and said, I can't believe all you Scottish members have been keeping this absolute banger a secret. Because I had never heard this before, and it was clearly a very old video, and all the Scottish members came on and was like, what do you mean you've never heard it? It's an absolute staple. It's like almost like not knowing the alphabet. Like, how can you have not heard it? Like, because I'm not Scottish. So apparently this is, if you're Scottish, there is no way you can get away with not knowing it. Because apparently they used to sing it in assemblies. So they were like, how can you have not heard it? We sung it like every day in assembly. I'm like, well, in England, we don't really sing about shoving your granny off a bus at school. So anyway, it was that story in the group where I just shared it, and Corinne saw this mug online and thought, I have to send it. But the good thing is, I opened it at home and put it in the kitchen laughing, and I'd forgotten about it. I'd left it in the kitchen, and everybody else at home spotted it and was like, they just assumed it was Kai's mug. Everybody else assumed that this was Kai's mug, which must show his sense of humour. And I had to explain it to them, so I explained it to Adam what it was, and Corinne, you created a monster, because he was singing it, he was humming it, and I heard it all night. And even today when I brought this mug, I said, I'm going to take the mug because I need to film it. He sang it again, laughed, thinks it's hilarious. So I feel like this mug is going to get robbed off me at some point. And the second thing is what the lovely Sarah gave to me on the cake delivery yesterday, which, by the way, I forgot to mention, we didn't get in till 4 p.m. yesterday. We were stuck in massive traffic jams. So we should have been home at about 12, 12:30, and it was 4 o'clock when we got home. So we were sat in a traffic jam for a very, very long time. But she gave us a lovely gift, so I'll show you the card. It's a really nice thank you card with a little bow on the front. And she wrote inside, I won't read it all, but one of the first lines is, I have always wanted one of your cakes, because she was a cake decorator herself. And she says, and I have achieved that, albeit for somebody else. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Like I said, it is so nice that she used to be a cake decorator, and out of all the people she could have thought of, chosen, asked, she asked me, which was insane and amazing. And we got these very fancy little box of chocolates there from Hotel Chocolat. I am never one to turn down a bit of chocolate. And these are the flavours. There's some on this side and then some on the back there. So I shall be taking these home to share with Adam later, and I'll tell you why. But then the next thing, it smells amazing. It smells so strong already. But I got another candle. I love my candles, as you know. And it's Halloween themed. I mean, you can't get any better than that. But I was so excited because the ghost has a dog. Look at that. It's walking its dog. It's got pumpkins in there. But then I was really sad. I mean, look, it's even holding a little bloody coffee. Can you see it? It's holding a little coffee. That is so cute. But I was excited to receive a candle, as always, Halloween themed, even better. But then I realised I can never light it because the wick is on top of the ghost. Like, if the wick was like down here somewhere, I could have lit it and still enjoyed my little ghosty. But the wick is on top of the ghost, which means he'll be the first thing to melt, and I don't want to melt it. I don't want to melt that little face and his little dog. So I'm just gonna have to keep this for decor. The problem is they get very dusty, don't they, inside when they're on display. So I'll wait until it's like insanely dusty and it won't come off, and then I'll burn it. But he will definitely be out at Halloween. He smells amazing, so thank you so much, Sarah. I'm so chuffed with that. So yeah, the reason why I'm taking the chocolates home to share with Adam is because everybody at home is diseased, which is another reason I'm happy to be in the studio today. So Kai first got ill weeks and weeks ago. We're talking like full-blown cough, cold, sneeze, fever, really rough. He has passed it on to everybody. He's passed it on to everybody at his work. He then passed it on to Licks. So they're right in the middle of GCSEs. Had to have a day off and then had to mandatory go in to do the English exam the next day. So they're still very, very rough. Barking cough, sneezing, tissues everywhere. And passed it on to Adam. So Adam, I think, is having his worst day today. He's on Lemsips. I've sent him home to get under a blanket so he can watch his TV programmes, drink his Lemsips, and I am avoiding them all. I was like, do not give this to me when I have this huge cake to make. I knew what was coming. I knew I had 3 cakes this week. I was like, I'm not going anywhere near you. I do not want this illness when I have this cake to do. But it's a very slow illness, so for 3 days prior, because like there's some colds, isn't there, where you kind of just get up in the morning and it's a full-blown cold. This is a slow burner, so it's like 3 days of niggling like, oh, is this gonna turn into a cold or not? And I'm on day 2 of that, so I'm feeling all right, but you know when you've got that little tiny tickly at the back of your nose, I'm on day 2 of that, so I'm expecting it to turn into the plague, but I don't know. Whilst I'm feeling able-bodied, I'm smashing this cake out before anything happens. So yeah, you won't see me now until the cake is finished, but hopefully you enjoy the tutorial that comes out of it. Here it is. How pretty is she? I love it. Pretty and pink on one side, green with pops of red on the other side. What more could you want? And it's got glitter. I'm not sure if it actually shows up on the camera very well, but it's got lots of shimmer on it. But that's me done for all of my cakes. This is being collected tomorrow at 10 AM. And then I have to start on my challenge piece, which is a challenge piece as part of the brigade. They vote for a theme, I make a cake and tutorial on that theme. They also make cakes which appear at the end of the video for people to vote on, and then their favourite wins. And they get a £30 prize to spend on whatever they like. But thank you very much for joining me. My hair is even more wild and stuck out than before. I hope you enjoyed the vlog. Let me know which was your favourite cake in the comments below, and I will see you again in the next one.